U.S. lawmakers have been buying an unusual amount of one specific stock, and I might have just figured out why. Yesterday evening, I noticed that Senator Mullen disclosed 24 new stock trades. Now, what stood out to me was that every single one of these trades was a sale, except one. A $50,000 purchase of a company called Applied Materials, ticker AMAT. Seeing this, I started doing some digging, and that's when I noticed it's not just Senator Mullen buying shares. In 2024, Marjorie Taylor Greene, John Boozman, and Tommy Tuberville have all bought shares of Applied Materials as well. Seeing this begs the question, why are all these lawmakers buying shares of Applied Materials, a company whose stock is down almost 40% since July? So I started doing some digging, and that's when I noticed that Applied Materials has been spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on lobbying in recent months. That's unusual because prior to this, Applied Materials hasn't spent money on lobbying in over a decade. I looked up their lobbying activity, and one thing kept coming up again and again: the CHIPS Act. Now, if you don't know, Applied Materials is a provider of semiconductor chip components, and the CHIPS Act is a new bill that authorizes $280 billion in new funding to boost domestic research and manufacturing of semiconductors in the United States. But here is where it gets interesting. Remember how I said Applied Materials is down almost 40% since July? One reason for that is because in August, news broke that they had been denied a $4 billion grant through the CHIPS Act due to an ongoing investigation alleging that they were facilitating chip shipments to China. But here's the catch. When you look into who created the CHIPS Act, you see that it was the Senate Committee for Environment and Public Works. And when you look at who's on that committee, among other politicians, it's none other than, yep, you guessed it, Senator Mark Wayne Mullen. The fact that he's not only on the committee that wrote the CHIPS Act, but also helps allocate the billions of dollars it's giving out, while at the same time loading up on shares of Applied Materials, a company that was denied funding back in August, tells me that Applied Materials may be due for a major grant very soon. Especially considering the recent claims that the Biden administration is trying to allocate as much of it as possible before Trump gets sworn in. This might happen sooner rather than later, but time will tell. Until then, to track Congress trades, lobbying, and government contracts like I did in this video, check out Quiver Quant where I track them all.